It was a calm afternoon at the Grand Aurelia Hotel, a place where marble floors gleamed like mirrors and every chandelier sparkled with silent luxury. The air hummed with soft laughter, the clinking of crystal glasses, and conversations wrapped in wealth. But in the middle of all that elegance stood Nora Velen, a shy young waitress, her hands trembling as she adjusted her apron. She had only been working there for 2 weeks, just another quiet face among the staff, invisible to the powerful people she served. What she didn't know was that one simple act that day would not only change her life, but touch the hearts of millions. If you believe in kindness, compassion, and second chances, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Pure Hub Kindness. Because stories like this one remind us that even the smallest gestures can echo louder than words. Nora lived a life of quiet strength. Her childhood wasn't easy. Her father had left when she was 12, and her mother worked endless shifts to keep their tiny home warm. But through all the chaos, Nora found comfort in silence. She learned sign language for her younger brother, Eli, who was born deaf. It became their secret language of love. A bridge between hearts when words weren't enough. Working at the Aurelia Hotel was a world away from what she knew. It was a place of billionaires, politicians, and glittering guests who never noticed the people serving them. That afternoon, Nora was assigned to Table 9, a private setting for billionaire Adrian Cole and his mother. Margaret Cole, Adrien, was known for his cold brilliance, a man who built an empire with logic, not emotion. Most employees avoided his gaze, but as Nora approached the table, something caught her attention. Margaret wasn't answering the waiter's questions. She smiled politely instead, trying to read lips. And then Nora noticed it, a discreet hearing aid, and the way Adrian leaned in close, speaking gently so his mother could understand. Her heart tightened. She recognized that rhythm, that effort to connect across silence. Adrian looked up, expecting a nervous waitress fumbling through her routine. But instead, Nora took a deep breath and began to sign. Her fingers moved gracefully. Would you like still or sparkling water? For a moment, the entire room seemed to pause. Margaret's eyes widened, her hand trembling as she covered her mouth. Then tears filled her eyes. She signed back slowly, her hands shaking with joy. You know sign language. Nora nodded, her soft smile saying more than words ever could. Adrian sat there in stunned silence. He had seen countless people treat his mother with polite pity, but never with understanding. Yet here was this young waitress, someone who didn't know them. Didn't want anything, making his mother laugh like she hadn't in years. As the meal went on, something beautiful unfolded. Nora didn't just serve them, she connected. Every question, every order, every little joke was shared through signs. Other guests began to notice the billionaire's mother, radiant with happiness, chatting silently with the young waitress. Adrian didn't care about the whispers. For the first time in a long time, he saw his mother alive. For Nora, this moment was deeply personal. As her hands moved, she thought of Eli, her little brother, who had passed away 2 years ago. Every gesture was a memory, a piece of love she thought she had lost. Through Margaret, she felt as if she was talking to him again, one last wordless goodbye. When the meal ended, Margaret asked to meet her. She took Nora's hands and signed through tears. You made me feel seen. You reminded me I'm not alone. Nora's eyes glistened as she signed back. You reminded me, love never truly leaves us. That moment hung in the air like a prayer. Later, Adrian asked to speak with Nora privately. She expected to be scolded for breaking formality. Instead, his tone was soft, almost uncertain. He told her how much that simple act had meant to his mother, how isolated she had felt for years despite all the luxury around her. Then, in a voice touched by humility, Adrian said that Nora had reminded him what real success means, empathy. Without asking for anything in return, he arranged for free sign language classes for all hotel staff, dedicated to Eli's memory. He even offered Nora a full scholarship to study special education, telling her, the world needs people who listen, even when it's silent. Word of what happened that day spread quickly. Guests shared the story online, and soon the world was talking about the young waitress who had done something no amount of money could buy. She had spoken to a heart without saying a word. From that day forward, Margaret always requested Nora whenever she visited. Their bond became living proof that kindness doesn't need sound to be heard. One evening, as the golden sunset filtered through the city skyline, Nora stood by the window, during her break, whispering a silent thank you to her brother. She realized that even in loss, love finds its way back, sometimes through strangers who need it just as much as you do. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Pure Hub Kindness, because the world needs more stories that remind us that even the quietest acts of compassion can change lives forever.